So what was it like?
Well, I didn't always like cooking, you know. When I was growing up, I had to help my grandmother a lot because I was the oldest kid in the family. So I really didn't love it. And I think coming here, I would say the first 10 years in this country, we didn't really have a lot of Vietnamese food. So it made me miss it. But I still got used to not having it. It wasn't easily accessible like it is today. Every time my mom would cook, she would have to go food shopping all the way in Chinatown. But I mean, when I was growing up, Sunday, I didn't love it. I didn't love Sunday because Sunday was family day. My grandmothers would cook. We didn't have a lot of machinery, I don't know, to prep food. It took longer to make, right? And again, I had to help. I didn't like that, and I wanted to go out and play. I didn't want to stay at home, hang out with family. But coming here, I missed that. And as I got older, I missed that a lot. But again, when I was in college, I didn't care as much. And like I said, Vietnamese food was not easy to come by. But every now and then, if we would go to New York City or Philly, big city where I could get it, or Boston, it was such a treat. My mom tried to continue the tradition when we came here. I came here without my parents, right? So when my mom did come here, she would cook for us, and it was really sweet because she would work 7 days a week. And then on her day off, she would go and she would make food for us. And I would come home from college and we would have a meal together with my siblings and my mom and my dad. And it was the family isn't as big anymore, but it was still family, And I think, as I got older, I realized it's the spending time together, right? That's what really food just bring people together. And then I thought back about my grandmas a lot. So my grandma used to help us with making food, right? So I think I told you this story before, my dad, he fought in the Vietnam War and he fought for the South, which is on the side that the American was supported. So up until, I would say, I didn't really know him when I was a kid because, he was away at war. He would come, I remember I would see him once a while, but not for long, and then he left. And I think the war ended, I was only 4. My dad wasn't home. And again, my dad didn't come home until I was 7, almost 8 years old, is the first time I really got to know my dad. Because, he was at war and then he was in prison camp. They call it re-education camp. And I didn't really know. So I think not until around 2nd grade did I get to spend a lot of time with my dad. But before that was a lot of my grandmother lesson, eat healthy, eat lots of this, that, or other. Don't eat too much of that. Don't eat too much of this. And then when I have you and Emily, I started to think about those things. I started to learn to cook again, but it was I didn't love it when I was a kid, so I didn't really learn much. So now I'm trying to learn it on my own. So at first I used to watch cooking shows, just trying to learn tips how to make food for you guys. Before that, I really didn't do too much Vietnamese food because I think I wanted really bad to assimilate, so eating fish sauce was weird, right? Eating anything when I was your age, I just, I was one of the 3 or 4 Asian kids in the whole school, right? So it was I already looked strange enough, right? So I didn't need to eat strange food, So I wasn't really interested in cooking it. And I think with YouTube came along, I learned a lot from it, but I think whenever I cook, I always think about my grandma's a lot. My mom's mom, she was always in the kitchen, cooking, and she was she would sing to us, or she would like teach us like poems that she made up or she knew. You know, I just think that like, you know, like certain smell, it brings back certain memories, right? So like when I make certain food, I think of her. You know, like I remember even like, you know, like you used to take a chair and you would stand next to me when I do the dishes. Like I used to do that when she was cooking, you know, so I can see. But I think about her often. Food brings people together, you know, and I think when I was growing up, you know, when I hear people say, oh, this is made with love, I always think it's just a saying, you know, but really it's really made with love, because like when I make food for you, I make it the way that you like it. It may not be authentic, but it's the way that you like it, and I take the extra step to make it the way that you like it, you know. So I think to me, like, that's made with love, you know. It's like my mom, like I said, she used to work like 7 days a week, but she still like get in the kitchen and made us Vietnamese food because she knew we couldn't get it anywhere else. That's, you know, that's made with love.